Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory, where I have been busy. I have been slowly setting up all of the copper wire production that we're going to be needing for producing Stators. We've got a little kind of like smelter array in here. This is enough to be fed by the two miners that are down in the big pit. So this will be consuming 300 copper ore per minute. I've got it looking nice and tidy. Gave it a little roof and made it look all nice. And then we go out here and we've got all of the constructors. I don't quite know where this tree came from. I did chop it down. It decided it wanted to come back. So I guess that's something we've got to deal with. But we've got 2 floors of constructors that are going to be supported by all of the smelters. But one of the main things that I've been busy doing is mostly all of this. I've been trying to tuck away all of the belts in, underground and everything. Just get things nice and tidy. Start turning this into a bit more of a building. And I think it's looking rather good. We've got walkways so that we don't have to go running up and down all of the platforms anymore. This belt is still very much in the way. But it brings us out up here, and then we can go up floor by floor. We've got access to all of the undersides, all the underneath bits, all of the guts and the internals of everything. But it's all looking rather good. I haven't quite finished things. I've got this long walkway that goes all the way round. That's up underneath the assemblers, and then this will bring us up to the top floor, where we could potentially plummet to our death if we're not careful, but we should be alright. So, while I've been doing all of this, the encased industrial beams have completely backed up. A little bit stuck under that, which is awkward. We've got a little bit of a walkway going down this way. I've flattened out quite a lot of this so that we don't have to worry so much about the rocks while we're driving around. But it's overall looking rather snazzy. I also built up the platform over here for the truck stations so that the... Oh. Yeah, you guys are being a bit awkward as well, aren't you? I've stopped all deliveries for the time being while I've been sorting all of this stuff out. But, I mean, ultimately, most of this may be unnecessary. There's might be a reason for that. Because we can now have trains. The game got updated. So we now have access to locomotives and freight cars and train stations and all that fucking fantastic stuff that we all really, really want. It's a tier 6 milestone, which is surprising. It's got a bit of a hefty cost to it. 200 motors, 100 computers, and 150 of the heavy modular frames. So it's a fair bit of work to get that. I've got more tier 1 stuff. Oh, the alternate recipe for screws. I forgot I need to input one of those. Then we've got purple shards and medicinal inhaler using alien organs. The medicinal inhaler, that's the one. So we've got, trains we can now go about working towards, and there's a new space elevator delivery. Tier 7 and Tier 8 unlock with the input of 1,000 heavy modular frames, 1,000 computers, and 1,000 motors. There's a lot of stuff. We're not quite ready for that yet, and while it's very tempting to run straight towards trying to get train infrastructures in place, I think I'm going to hold off. What I want to do is I want to work with the current stuff that we've got. I don't want to burst too far ahead, because even in off-camera games and stuff, I've mostly just been trying to work back up towards things, starting new games and working in different biomes. So, oh yeah, I forget there's a Mercer-sphere down here. Might as well pick you up. Yoink! But more than anything, I want to try and get infrastructure back in place. I want to get all of this stuff up and running again. And I have been spending so fucking long on all of the steel that if I don't get it done this episode, I'm probably going to hurl myself off a bridge or something. First off, I want to tear down this bastard tree because I don't know where you can. I can't even. Where's your boundary box? Or are you right? Okay, you're down here. You sneaky bitch. You must have respawned when the update came in. I had been meaning to try and get all of this infrastructure in place, but it's been a bit of a busy week, so I haven't quite finished everything just yet. So we're going to work on just getting the rest of this copper wire all together. We'll get the miner and the miners and the smelters all plugged up and hooked up to each other, and we'll try and get Stator production finished by the end of this episode. If it's not done by the end of this episode, then I'm just going to finish it between episodes off camera because it's getting silly at this point. We need to move on to other stuff. We need to stop faffing about with this outpost. Because it's getting dumb. It really is. Okay, all the belts under here are all in place. It's just I need to get the outputs finished. Oh, I've done upstairs. Upstairs is fine. Right, where am I going to send you down? That's the big question. We'll do something like this. And then we can slap a merger right in here. Just about. Be a bit of a squeeze. Might need to replace this. There we go, that's connected. Oop. And we're down. In fact, it might be easier for me to do this as two separate lines, because I just realised that each floor is going to be at max capacity, at the very least. We'll be producing 900 copper wire a minute. Once I upgrade the belts fully, we'll be able to support that. For now, not so much. But you know what? For now, we'll just do fine. Not really all that fast. Right, now this is the floor where it needs to come in. So, where... Oh god, it's all the way over there. Alright. I fucking... Come on, open the right bit of the wall. If you don't mind. Oh god, this is going to be awkward. Oh, okay. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. Hey, hi, how's it going? Right, I can just about make that jump. Nice. If I put you there... If I put a... I think that fits perfectly. We'll have that then. So you can just snap onto that there. And we'll be in. Nice. Let's put these walls back. Okay, so we've got to get up onto the top floor. How many of these did I say I was going to go with? I think it was 12. So we need to lay them out as best we can. And how are we going to do that? And why is there a hole here? Why didn't I leave this hole? Is there a reason there's a hole? I don't know. Oh, there's also another thing they introduced. Really thin foundations. 1 meter thick ones. So that's really handy if you want to put like foundations on something and like the 2 meter ones encroaching on clearance. Which I think is handy. So what I'm going to do, we'll bring... Bring this assembler along here. I'll slap bang you right in the middle there. I've got to hope that I've got enough space up here for putting down a row of 6. But you make an awful lot of noise when you're flying over, don't you? Fucking loud bastard. And I'm all out of reinforced the modular frames. So I need to go and grab some of those. Because of course I do. God forbid I should actually go and do a building project where I've got all the bloody materials. I think I'm just about going to fit all these in. If I can get the bloody buckets to line up. There we go. Oh, come on, now I've run out of cable. This running back and forth is bollocks, I tell you. Finally, all the assemblers are in for this. So we just want Stators. I'm really hoping that there's going to be enough production for all of this. I mean, considering I think one of the things we got in the new update, along with faster belts, we also got the Mark III Miner. So that's going to fall under, I think, tier 7 and 8. I don't know which tier exactly. But we've got a lot of new things that we can go about making and building. So I do want to just kind of like force all this production back into gear so that we can at least work towards some of the new requirements we're going to need for getting towards the new tech. Because goddamn, I really want to play with it, and I want to see how much we can do to improve this factory. Because my plan for things is still pretty much the same as it was. You know, now that we've got trains especially, you know, the long-range logistics side of things is going to be so much easier. So having, like, outposts all over the place that are dedicated to certain productions is going to be far easier than dealing with, you know, automated trucks and tractors and stuff. I'm still likely to use trucks and tractors for various things, most likely, you know, kind of more short range, you know, or kind of mid-range logistics, I think. I'll have belts for short range stuff, like within various construction outposts. But, for example, if I have, you know, all of this stuff set up here, and I need to send it over to something that's being built, or, you know, some sort of processing center near the space elevator, where the space elevator is, that'll probably get done by, you know, a tractor or a truck or something. Whereas with something like, you know, transporting stuff over from Oil 1 or the, you know, Coal 1 or something to that effect, you know, we'll be going with trains most likely. We will overhaul everything. This whole thing is just going to look like a mess now because I'm tearing away the sides. But it's fine, we can fix it. We will likely have the technology at some point. I need to figure out how I did all this. Right, so it was, yeah. The splitters now stack as well. Right, this is just amazing. Look at this. You can build a tower of splitters. Isn't that cool? Oh god, I've got to dismantle all this now. The awesome thing is the belts don't, like, encroach on clearance and stuff. You know, it's amazing. Oh. Inconvenience a wonderful thing. Oh, I just realised I'm building this with the wrong level conveyor lifts. What do I need? I only need Mark 1s. Okay, I'm feeding the majority of this, like, up from, like, this splitter into these with Mark II belts. That should cover... No, that won't cover everything. We'll have to fiddle around with it as we go. Right. Need more splitters here. More splitters bloody everywhere. Right, so many splitters, it's getting a bit daft. I'm running out of iron plate again, which is just bloody typical. But we'll go conveyor belt Mark III for the rest of this, so we should be able to get by with what we got. But we do need to bring the steel pipes up from the floor below. Where are they coming out from? They're all coming out this side. Uh-huh. How many are we producing? 60, 120. We're producing 240 at the moment. One Mark III belt can support that. So let's go and figure out where we're going to actually bring the input belt in. Probably not here. I mean, we could, but I don't know if we should. You know, it's one of those. And this might be the best spot for it, which is also where that's coming in. So it could get a bit snug, but if we were to say put conveyor pole about here, conveyor lift come up like that. In fact, we can probably swap where this belt's going. And that just comes straight onto the conveyor pole. And then swing everything in around this way. Not quite as straight and as organised as I'd like, but I'm mostly just interested in getting the bloody production going again. That's all that I really care about right now. And there we go. Steel pipes on the move. Oh, look at them go. That's a lot of pipes. That is a lot of pipes, I will say. But that's all slinging on through. I'm hoping we've got some power up. No, I haven't powered these yet, have I? Getting back up this is going to be a nightmare. Right. That should be all of these set up, taking in steel pipes. We just need to get the copper online. So let's go and plug up the miners and get some power over to all of this. Right, so all of this should be blinking yellow. Yep. Everything's got its orders. And 1 and 2. Now. Yep, you're overclocked. You are not. We will change that. Boom! $150 300, well, 270 copper ore a minute. That'll do to get things going. I need to keep an eye on the power, though. It's still fine. Power ain't a problem. I just realised I haven't connected the smelters to the constructors. Now, wouldn't that be a handy thing? Ugh. I'm a tit. Okay, copper ingots. Go! Fly, my pretties. That's the only response I can think of. Why are your legs poking through the floor? It's like a scene out of a slapstick comedy, you know, with like some bloke's in the attic and he puts his foot through the roof. I think my dad did that once. But we should now have copper wire. It's about damn time. And that's quickly compressed down into a full belt. My word. Right, let's chase this up and wait for some stator production. These machines are not working yet. Ooh, there they go. They're starting to kick into action. It's going to be slow, but it's happening. I think we're just about keeping things... the wire is definitely lacking at the moment. I mean, God, how much do I need to support all this? Yeah, I need to be producing and supplying 720 copper wire per minute to get all of this functioning properly. Which is certainly doable, but it is going to require a big redesign, which obviously is going to happen at some point. But there we go. Stators, now in production once again. I need to fix this floor. That will do for now, because I don't care about going down that way. Right, that's unfortunately going to do it for this episode, but we finally got everything up and running again. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to, between episodes, re-automate the truck so that I can get some coal deliveries coming back over once again. And I may go about setting up some more truck stations down on the ground floor so that we can export these items back to nearer the space elevator, really. I'd say back to the main base. You know, that's producing a load of copper wire and cable and then a load of iron stuff. There is no real main base at the moment, with the exception of, like, the hub area. So, I suppose it still counts. I don't know. But I'll try to sort out the return of all of this stuff back to where we need it. And we can look into getting our first manufacturer placed down. Then once we've got that set up, we could have a look at going back over to Oil 1 and getting things up and running over there so we can get some computer production going. It would be good to finally get another milestone out of the way. And then we can just start stockpiling resources for making, you know, for getting on towards Tier 7. And certainly start thinking about trains and how we're going to restructure everything to work around those. Which I think is going to be an interesting transition. But we'll look into that in the coming episodes. For now, I'm going to leave this one off here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays or metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment, just leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. Smack. It's like a big old game of slaps. Bye-bye.